get this thing connected to the cloud. We'll get this recorded. And like I said earlier, Merry Christmas to everybody. December the 23rd. I said it back in the 4th of July. I said, before you know it, it's going to be Thanksgiving. It'll be Christmas. It'll be New Year's. And then we'll be on to 2020. And, I really see 2020 as a very impactful. I was just listening to Les Brown, and Les talks about everybody always wants to make it their best year, but he said, you know what, 1 year is not enough time to make it. He said we need to make it your best decade. So that's really going to be my new philosophy, is make it your best decade. We need 10 years of good run. And, I'm here to tell you right now that we've got that ahead of us. We've got that, to look forward to in what we're doing. So a little bit about myself. You see it up here. That's my dog Rocky over there. I'm at home alone. Everybody is gone right now. I'm home alone, just with Rocky, and we're in Wilmington, North Carolina, right over here on the East Coast, right on the Atlantic Ocean. And I'm very thankful for my buddy Dave Jordan, who reached out to me, Dave reached out to me in May of 2018, and he did that because, I guess he must have been looking at my Facebook pictures or something, but I was the fattest I had ever been in my life, and I was 215 pounds, and that's not good for a guy that's 5'10", and I had a 40-inch waist, and he said, Chuck, we've got the most amazing weight loss coffee we're just introducing. I said, Dave, listen, I'm not interested in building another team. I'm done with that. But I would like to try some of that weight loss coffee to see if perhaps I can shed a few pounds. I didn't think it would work for me. Let me just tell you right up front, I didn't think it was going to work for me at all. But long story short, I lost 9 pounds the first week, right? 9 pounds. It was the easiest 9 pounds I had ever lost in my life, and effortlessly, right? No diets, no sweating at the gym, no nothing, just cups of coffee every morning. Then I lost 18 pounds the first month. That's what got me very, very excited. And I'll tell you more about that story a little bit later. So, what I wanted to talk about tonight was why network marketing, why I chose network marketing of all things, right? And why I think you ought to choose network marketing of all things that you could be doing. 31 years ago, a good friend of mine kidnapped me, took me off to a network marketing meeting. He told me we were going to do something else. He took me to a network marketing meeting, and what I saw in that meeting really made my ears perk up, my eyes, get wide open. I saw people in that meeting that were making more money monthly than I was making annually, and quite frankly, they didn't look particularly smart. So I figured if they could do it, then I could do it too. I owned an advertising agency for 16 years, and so I started paying very close attention to what was going on in that meeting that evening. And I thank Greg all the time for not only dragging me over there, but giving me the opportunity to participate. Now, I did join a company that evening. A week later, he quit. So more on that story later. And why Valentis? Why, out of all the thousands of companies, and there are literally thousands of companies and more of them coming every day. I mean, every day. They're just like an onslaught of companies starting. And it's because so many of them fail and so many of them start. Why now? Why Valentis? Why now? So I'm going to talk to you about that. Why network marketing? Low startup costs. That's one of the things that everybody should be concerned about, right? Low startup costs. You own your own business. A lot of tax benefits in owning your own business. Very little downside risk. I mean, virtually no downside risk. Unlimited personal growth potential. Well, if you don't grow personally, you as a person, then you're just going to perhaps be, a person people don't like that has a lot more money. They say money makes you more of what you already are, right? So working for yourself, no boss. I mean, that's how fantastic is that? Right? Unlimited income potential, and I really do mean unlimited. Key, and this is really the key, is to find the right company at the right time. It's all about timing. Every company goes through a growth curve, right? Called a bell curve, and companies grow, crazy at a certain point in time in their growth. So I'm going to explain that to you. So why network marketing works. Two components: residual income and leverage. Residual income is people buying products over and over and over again. People that buy products. Here's one of the sticks. This is a single serving package, but I'll probably buy this and drink this until the day I die. Why? Because I've now lost 40 pounds, right? I've gone from 215 to 175. I've gone from a 40-inch waist to a 32-inch waist. I never, in my wildest imagination, ever thought that I would get to 175 or a 32-inch waist. Now, granted, the 32s are still kind of tight, but I'm in them, right? I'm in them. And there's other products, and I'm going to talk more about the products here in a little bit. Leverage. Leverage is really the key component, in my opinion, right? Because leverage your time and effort through the efforts of other people, and I'm going to explain how that happens. You can make money while you sleep, and I know for all of you that enjoy sleeping as much as I do, that's a good thing, right? I mean, it hit my hot button. Let's talk about leverage. The ability to influence a system or an environment in a way that multiplies the outcome of one's efforts without corresponding increase in the consumption of resources like more time or more money, right? I like to explain it this way. Real estate agent, everybody understands this. You're an agent, you got your license hung up at some broker's office, you sell nothing, you earn nothing, you have no leverage. 100% of your income is generated by 100% of your efforts. Happens in almost every in almost every business, right? Where you're an employee, right? You have no leverage. Let's look at the broker. That broker's got 100 agents. Now, whether they work 8 hours a day or 2 hours a day, it doesn't matter, right? That broker just leveraged his or her 8-hour day into hundreds of hours, providing an opportunity for those 100 agents. Broker's going to make money regardless of whether they sell anything, because they're going to get a small slice off of everybody else. And that's exactly what network marketing is. It's just another way of distributing a product. I can do a little example. Like I said, I built organizations of over 400,000 people twice, and I taught them how to do that because of what I learned, and that was to build a group of 10. If you can build a group of 10, you can build a group of 1,000, you can build a group of 10,000, you can build a group of 100,000, you can build a group of 400,000. It really doesn't matter, right? And so build a group of 10, each one of those 10 people make a monthly ongoing purchase, right? You're making $5. You're making 20% off of those people. That's a whole $50, right? That and $2 more, you can probably get a good cup of coffee at Starbucks. But now those 10 go and roll 10. Now you got 100. Same $5, you're making 500. Those 10 go and roll 10. Those 100, right? Those 100 go and roll 10. You got a group of 1,000. Now you're making $5,000 just from the residual money that is paid from products being purchased in your organization. Those 1,000 go out and build their group of 10. You've got 10,000. You're making $50,000. $50,000 a month is a pretty interesting income, because you're obviously making more money monthly than most people make annually, right? So then there's that obscene money. And that's what I'm talking about. The possibility for you to get into that category over the next 3 to 5 years. You've got a group of 10,000 people. They go and build a group of 10. You've got 100,000 people. You're now at $500,000 a month. And yes, there are people making that in Valentus. So, I love the time leveraging aspect of it. Again, 100,000 people, 3 hours a day, 300,000 hours that they just worked on your behalf because you're getting a little percentage. 300,000 hours is about 35 years. Now you understand, by equating it to time, that you can make the kind of money that one makes, that $500,000 a month. I'm going to let you listen to this. This was a video, a little clip John Herenza and I did. John's a #1 income earner. He's a master distributor for Valentus. Great guy, blue collar worker. I'm going to have him tell you his story, but let me play that for you and then I'll get right back to you.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. And, with your history and success you've had in the industry, Chuck, let me just say it's just an honor to be working with you. You're a legend in this industry and just, have done amazing things, and just so excited to have you here, with us here at Valentus. Folks, I'll give you a little history on myself. I've been now 30 years now in this industry. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, actually still by Lake Home there, very near where I grew up. I had no sales background. I was a blue collar worker. I was a welder. Building, maintaining equipment. I have a learning disability, I have dyslexia. And so I came to the industry, with no self-esteem, no self-confidence, very, very shy and introverted. My first experience was NSA water filters, and just an amazing experience. It was 4 years there. Learned the fundamentals, fell in love with network marketing, learned how important timing was, how important a consumable product was. And so I've now been 30 years in the industry. I've been with 4 companies. Every single experience has been phenomenal. NSA, 4 years, earned about $400,000. Was with Rexall after that for 12 years, earned $4 million. From there, master distributor of Wayaura. Over that 12-year window, was able to earn about $10 million, and then another couple million with its sister company, Javita. And now I'm with Valentus, right? And what's led me to Valentus, #1, is because here's what I believe. Is all of these companies, right, and/or opportunities are made up of 5 critical elements, right? The company, the product, the compensation plan, the timing, and the training and support. And if 2 or 3 of those elements are not in place, it really doesn't matter how good we are, or how hard we work. Despite our best efforts, we're going to struggle, right? You could take me now having earned $22 million in the industry, put me with a company where those elements aren't in place, and I'm going to struggle. I look at myself here today. I'm not a different person. I'm not doing anything different than I've ever done, but, averaging, almost $400,000 a month, on the verge of making $500,000 a month. So I'm not doing anything different. The difference is the vehicle, right? And let me, we all know, and I'm assuming most of these people watching this are people that have been in the industry, you've had success, hear these stories about timing, and timing really is everything, right? And timing is actually very predictable. Timing is a factor of numbers. There's very distinctive tipping points to where, that trigger, momentum and trigger that critical mass window where the company actually, just explodes. And here's what's, we went in we've had our challenges. We're 5 years old. We had a really good start, or actually a slow start. Then in the middle, 2016, we had a great year. We had some challenges. In May of last year, May of 2018, we were under $1 million in sales. We just closed out July over $8 million in sales. Okay, we've grown $1 million in each of the last in the last 4 months, and we're on track here in August to grow another $1 million. But here's why I'm telling you the story from a strict number standpoint, right? We've reached that point. This point of geometric growth is starting to work for us because 7 million of the 8 million in sales is all brand new volume. Everybody's new and fresh and excited. So our attrition is literally non-existent. And so it's kind of like if you look at that penny a day, double every day concept, and you know, you hit that certain tipping point where the compounding effect of numbers just, you know, kind of just take a course of its own, just explode. And if you look, and I got a little chart here. And if you look at the compounding effect of numbers, right, you know, a penny a day doubled every day, and it's about day 20. It's about day 20 that the numbers really become significant, right? And that's from a just kind of a comparison standpoint. I think that's where we are. We're at about day 20 because we have so many brand new, excited people making money and exploding that we're ready to absolutely explode. Okay, so we went from $1 million a month to 8 million a month in the last year. We went from 2 million a month to 8 million a month since the first of the year. And I believe by the end of this year, we're going to grow 1 million in August. I believe with our conference in Orlando, we're going to grow 2 million in September. And I believe we're going to be doing 12 million a month by the end of this year. So this, and it's not just here in the United States. I mean, Chuck, you were just telling me about a meeting in Nigeria where you had people stand, 400 people in Nigeria, and we're not even official there yet, right? I mean, I was in Spain, you know, in May, you know, we're doing like $1.5 million a month in Spain. I mean, the thing is absolutely ready to explode. And again, I can just keep going. I'm excited, folks. This is the absolute dream time to join a company because we are ready to absolutely explode. So
So, yes, we are absolutely ready to explode, and that's exactly what's been happening. So let me kind of bring you up to speed here. We closed out last month at almost 15 million a month in sales, grown from 700,000 in May of 2018 to almost 15 million. That's a 2,000% growth. Most companies wouldn't even be able to handle that type of growth. John's income has moved from the cusp of 500,000 to 500,000. So he is a happy camper, and God bless him. You know, my good friend Dave Jordan, like I said, he called me May of 2018. I jumped on an airplane, flew up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, walked through Dave's doors right there, and decided I'd spend 2 days looking at the company, doing my forensic investigation, if you will, for you, for me, for everybody, because I wanted to know what was going on, and I wanted to know if the timing was as good as I thought it was because of the product, right? The product actually did worked almost instantly, and worked on almost everybody that I wound up giving it to. Atlantis, like John said, 2014, 100% debt-free, millions of dollars in the bank, over $150 million in gross sales now, right? A global seamless compensation plan, which means that we can refer anybody anywhere, no matter where they live. They can register, we can ship them product under the NFR rules, which is not for resale, personal consumption only. And we're going through the process of getting the company and the products registered in, you know, all the major international markets. The Philippine office was just opened at that time when I flew up there. It's now our #1 market in the company, Spain #2, and then the US market being #3. Dave, I can't say enough about the accolades for Dave Jordan. I mean, guy is phenomenal. He's you know, he's no stranger to work, right? He takes this very seriously, but always with a smile on his face, and just has a great personality to be the owner or CEO of a network marketing company. In my humble opinion, the best opportunity I've seen in 30 years. So I would encourage you to take a look. Right? Take a look. Hey, I want to let you see something. Don Horenza and Marshall Silver were at Marshall's house here recently, and we're starting to put together some video, and I wanted you guys to see this real quick.
Hello there. I'm Marshall Silver, coming to you live from Prosperity Palace, my home here in the Las Vegas desert, with my great friend John Harimza to talk to you about a company called Valentis. Valentis Coffee has helped me take off over 50 pounds of fat, changing nothing else other than the coffee that I was drinking, and it's been magic for me. More than that, it's made me a lot of money too. Not as much money as this guy. He's top spot at Valentis, and he's taken the business from doing barely anything to exploding to over $14 million a month. And I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. First and foremost, I wanted to say, John, glad to have you here.
Yeah, great.
The thing about the coffee is it just works. You don't really have to do anything. You drink the coffee, it blocks the carbs, it reduces appetite, it burns the fat faster because it increases your metabolism. So literally, that's all you've got to do is drink the coffee for a month, and I guarantee you'll see a result. And if you don't like coffee, drink the cocoa. In addition, like I said, my friends watched the fat pour off of me, and because it was coming off so fast, they were asking me, what am I doing? When I went back to the person who gave me the coffee initially, he said, would you like to buy some more wholesale or retail? And I said, what's the difference? He said, well, retail is about $59 a canister. Wholesale is about what? $33 a canister. I said, that's about half price. That's a good deal. And I said, I won't use all the canisters though. He said, give them away. I promise you, your friends will use them. They'll get the same results that you've gotten, and they'll want to know where they can get some more. And you can say the same thing, wholesale or retail. Except you, I mean, you're this rock star inside of the MLM world, and a rock star inside of Valentis especially. You've made millions of dollars. You've changed thousands and thousands of people's lives in your organization. And I just wanted to get 3 top tips from you. To anybody watching this short video, what is the very best strategy for them to not only take off the fat, because that's going to come natural, also to build a business inside of Valentis?
You know, Marshall, I think number one is you need a hot product, right? When you have a product that produces results, I mean, I can tell you, I've been doing this for 33 years. This is the easiest thing I've ever done solar talked about. I'm making more money than I've ever made in my 30 years in this industry. And it's not because I'm good, it's because the product is incredible.
For sure. So what steps might a person take? They're watching this video, they're sold on they've looked at the products, they've seen people like me that have had the fat just melt off their body. What is the best possible step they could take?
Well, I mean, you have to position yourself to make money, right? And the only way you need, I mean, our job, we want to put the biggest paycheck possible into your pocket as fast as possible, because it's going to excite you and attract others, right? We know the product's going to work, and you can't not sell the product, right? So the risk in getting started at the very top level with that business pack, that 16 unit, best value, right? It almost doubles your income potential, sets up the proper duplication, and it's going to give us the ability to put that check in your pocket.
Absolutely. So what you want to do is take a look below, click on the Business Builder Pack, the 16 canisters, get one for yourself, get 15 to sell or give away, and I promise you, just like it did for me, you're going to make a lot of money. Also plug into the Valentis community, hook up with great people like John. I'd love to meet you as well, and we'll see you on the other side. Get your Business Builder Pack.
Absolutely.
Like I said, we're in the process of building a funnel, using John, using Marshall. So here's kind of where we have been, right? 2018, we $19 million. We should wind up 2019 at $100 million. I'm predicting $400 million for 2020, $800 million for 2021. And $1 billion and beyond from there. So where's the best time? When's the best time to get started? Right here, guys. I mean, let's face it. Right now, everything's in place and everything is ready to go. So, let me talk about the product line. We've got over 20 products. I want to send you to valentisproducts.com, have you go read, look, and look at everything that you want to take a look at. I also want you to go up to our Facebook page. Over the last time I looked, 68,000 people who had registered. FBtestimonials.info. FBtestimonials.info. There's a Slim Roast Optimum, comes in a canister of 30 cups or 30 scoops, individual, single package. There's the cocoa that Marshall was talking about. They're great products. The Amulin product, not up here, but it is amazing. Inflammation and just all kinds of other components that product has, and a detox product, which is called More, which is right there. go and take a look at everything. I could spend the next half hour, 45 minutes talking about all the various products, but I want you to go do your own due diligence. Go do your own research and then reach back out to the person that invited you over here to take a look at this to see what it is you'd like to take a look at. I ask this question to almost everybody all the time, right? So if you knew that a $600 investment and 3, 4, 5 hours a day part-time effort over the next 1 to 3 years could produce a 5, 6, or perhaps even a 7-figure residual income, would you commit the time, effort, and the resources necessary to make the plan work? That's the question. The person that invited you over here to take a look at this, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it on YouTube, really would like to know the answer to that question from you. And it really is a simple yes or no. If you think that, hey, $600, are you kidding me? And part-time effort over the course of the next 1 to 3 years, I'm going to be here anyway. I might as well do something that could possibly create a 5, 6, perhaps a 7-figure annual income. Why not? Why not? You know, and here's the other part. They don't want to I'll try it and see how it works. And, you know, it's a yes or a no. So let's talk about getting started. Like Marshall said, you know, in my opinion, there's one way to get started, and that's with the Business Builder Pack. There's a less expensive package, $239.95. There's a more expensive package with more products. And if you need more products, then certainly go for that Emerald package. But, you know, $20 one-time activation fee to become a rep, so no annual fee. One time, $20 gets you everything in the back office, landing pages, videos, accounting. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Why do I suggest this package? Number one, it's got enough product in it. You can either get the 16 canisters that Marshall was talking about, or now 350 of these individual serving packages, right? And it's $600, then $160 a month. Because it here's what it does. It maximizes the payout of the compensation plan. It makes you the most money. And that's what John was talking about. We want to the most money in your pocket, so you got to start where that happens, right? So the dual team bonus, I know you don't know what that is, but trust me, it's $100,000 a week. So anything that is going to pay you $100,000 a week, you should probably pay attention to. A legacy bonus of $100 paid to infinity, which is phenomenal. A global enrollment bonus pool that you get to participate in, and a beginning of a matching bonus that goes 7 levels. It starts out at 4 when you're at that package. This is what I didn't understand. See, when I got drug off to that meeting in 1987, I didn't understand that there was big money to be made in network marketing. I just didn't understand it. I didn't really fathom. Then I went, and this is what I found out. I mean, here are some income earners with Valentis, and this has happened in the past 12 months, right? The very short period of time. John Herenza is now at $500,000 a month, $6 million a year. Great neighborhood to be in, right? Gerald's now over 110, about 160,000 a month. Jen, 93, she's over 93 now. She was a nurse. That's her. She was a nurse at a hospital in Bakersfield, California. And Dr. Chi, right over here, Dr. Smiling Chi, doctor, he now practices medicine when he wants to, because he's making way more than $65,000 a month than this is. And this all comes from Business for Home magazine. They keep track of all of those things. So you can go to businessforhome.org, businessforhome.org, and you can see all the income. So, what I discovered is probably what you're thinking. Hey, if these guys can do it, they don't look particularly smart, then why not me? Why not me, right? So that's what I thought. So, here's what is the other exciting part about our business. 85% of the people out there in the world that work for people hate their jobs. Now, here in the U.S. market, it's a little bit less than that. It's only 70%. But think about this for a second. 7 out of 10 people you're going to talk to hate what they're doing. And you've got a good chance at talking to them about something that is more exciting, that will give them a different lifestyle, that'll give them the opportunity to be their own boss and to make more money and have more free time. So, why not? This is what we were taught, right? If you grew up in my generation or in other generations, right? Get a good education, get a good job, stay there for 40 years, and then try to retire on 40% of what you were making and live a great lifestyle. And it's not going to happen, right? Those days are over, right? Forgot to tell you that you're going to have to work until you die. Nobody wants to do that. So let me tell you what's trending right now. Trending is things that are going to happen with or without your involvement. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. 79 million people are going to start a home-based business over the next 5 years, according to Forbes magazine. 79 million people, which means that the market is gigantic. Why is it gigantic? Because 85% of them hate what they're doing. So we've got a great opportunity and a lot of people to talk to about what it is we do. Choices, right? Everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you've made. If you want to make different results, you've got to make a different choice. You can't expect to have different results doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's the definition of insanity, folks. So you can't expect different results doing the same thing over and over and over again. So take a different path, take a different shot. So I'm going to get right on with this. I always let everybody watch this because I truly believe that if you'll give Valentis 5 years of your life will never be the same. And nobody puts it more eloquently than my good friend Les Brown. Let me let you listen to this.
In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years, because at any time that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People gonna do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. That is not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. During those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll. During those times when you failed and things didn't work out, they were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. And people know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You know it was hard, but you did it hard.
You know, let's just look at John Herenza for a second. You know, he started with Dave 2014, 5 years, right? 5 years. And, you know, he wasn't always making $500,000 a month. That's happened over the short, you know, span of time within the last 12 months. It's kind of like that Chinese bamboo tree, right? I mean, he nurtured it, he worked on it, he continued. They had their ups and downs. You know, most startup companies fail. In fact, 98, 99% of them fail within the first 2 years, and they crush everybody's dreams. And, you know, John stayed with it, just like Rick has, just like so many people have. And now they're seeing the benefits of staying with it, and their income is skyrocketing. So, the 1 year plan, I talk to people about this all the time. You know, for this plan to work, you've got to sponsor one person a month that's willing to commit to the process of doing exactly what you're doing, right? Come in with a business builder pack, get started, and then find one person a month. And everybody that I talk to says, hey, Chuck, that's no problem. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Here's what's going to happen. You know, after 6 months, which most people will quit back here in 90 days because they've only got 7 people in their team. It's not happening quick enough, right? We're an instant gratification society. We want everything done instantly. We want, you know, instant success. We want instant dinners. That's why convenience stores, that's why, you know, microwave ovens were created. I mean, we want everything to happen instantly. You know, internet, our speed continues to, you know, accelerate. If we have to wait for a second, we're off of that page, right? So we want everything instantly. And that's a good thing and it's a bad thing, because in this business, you have to have patience, right? After 6 months, you only have 63 people on your team. You continue to, you know, plod along and add your one person a month and help them do exactly the same thing. And you have made $700 after 6 months, making $700. It would make anybody quit, right? Here's what happens, you know, for you turtles that are out there, right? Month 7, your income doubles, and it 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 doubles again. So now you're in that penny doubling effect, right? Where everything is doubling. So you go from 63 people over 4,000 people. Now, will it happen like this? Absolutely not. But I'm telling you, it would happen like this, and this is our compensation plan. If everybody just did one and everybody just did their monthly purchase, this is exactly what you would earn, over $53,000 after 12 months in the business. So this is not a difficult business. You've just got to be consistent. You've got to stay on track, and you've got to stay plugged in. Like I said, you know, becoming a millionaire in network marketing is inevitable if you understand that it's all about timing and learning and teaching things that must be done. It boils down to discipline. You have the discipline to succeed. Right? You must be consistently looking for someone who's interested in what you've got to say. If they're not, you move on, right? Just keep going and going and going. Somebody asked me today, Chuck, how many people have you personally enrolled? I've enrolled over 200. I've enrolled over 200. Have most of them done anything? No, they haven't. Why? Because they haven't, right? Because people want instant success. And this takes vision. It takes a vision. I know exactly what's going to happen. So that's the benefit and that I have over everybody else because I've been there. I've done this before. I've seen all the signs. I know exactly where this company is going. I know it's just a matter of time until I'm at the income Rick Geralds is at. Rick will be at the income that John is at. And then soon after that, I'll be at the income that John is at. And, life will be wonderful. It already is wonderful. Anyway, devote the time, the effort, and the resources to the pursuit of your goal, whatever that goal happens to be. Maybe it's only $5,000 a month, whatever it is, and devote the time and the resources to make that a reality. Become a great sorter. We're not in the selling business, we're in the sorting business. So, you can't afford to waste time on unproductive people. You've got to keep sorting and sorting and sorting through people. So, I know that you've got what it takes. All you've got to do is just decide, right? You've got to decide that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're sick and tired of maybe that life-sucking job that you have. You're sick and tired of not making enough money. You're sick and tired of, not being your own boss, and you want to do something about it. Action steps. I'm going to talk about that another time. It's a sample system. Tomorrow night, obviously, we're not going to have a call on Tuesday night, so that's out. And I don't think the company has a call on Tuesday night either. It's Christmas Eve. So we will be back here again on Thursday, right? On Thursday, smiling and dialing. So make sure that you plug in. The Zoom meeting on Thursday is on a different number, 570-415-070. So make sure that you plug into Diamond Mitch's calls. So, success and failure are separated by one decision, right? Not Valentis, then what? And if not now, when? When are you going to make the decision? So, I want to thank you. Rocky wants to thank you. If you decide to join Valentis, make sure that you introduce yourself at the next event that we're going to have in May in Las Vegas at the Green Valley Resort. I know you're going to be there. I know you're going to love it. So make sure you come up and introduce yourself. So with that, hey, Merry Christmas to everybody. And we will see you right after Christmas on Thursday. I'll be here along with Mitch. So with that, I'm going to stop the share, stop the recording, end the meeting. Everybody can go back to doing what they were doing before they jumped on here. So with that, bless everybody. Again, Merry Christmas to everybody.